Greetings everyone, it is I am the one and only Mario here, and I am from the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Woohoo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of WarioWare Inc. Maker Micro Games, aka Minigame Mania in Europe, and also made in Wario in Japan for the Game Boy Advance. So, last time we have basically managed to able to accomplish the forms of 2 levels, and also we managed to unlock both of those special minigames that we actually can play on any time, such as for instance we've completed Introductioning Stage and as well as Jimmy T Stage. So, in addition to those kind of stuff, we also managed to got every micro games on those stages respectively. So, today for this episode is the fact that we'll go ahead and move on to the forms of, I won't classify for saying, that we might able to tackle through 3 stages for this point today, because if you can clearly tell with the forms of the actual time length for this video already, it might actually get slightly bit longer. So as a result, yeah, let's get to it with the forms of, well, I think we should probably get started with Mona first. So yeah, her genre was strange. Hey, I'm Mona, and I'm super busy. Oh, I see. I'm late again, so I've got to ditch 15 cops to save time. Those other games are boring, but not mine. Okay then, they're strange, but perfect for a guy like you, Mario, such as myself. So yeah, we'll get this thing to it. And we'll promise you guys we'll definitely go into the forms of 9 Vault stage after this though, because let me tell you, I'm actually really looking forward to the next stage after we're done with Mona stage. So, yeah, let's have a look at the actual cinematic cutscene here. So, I guess there's not much else to say apart from the fact that he was going to be setting up the job. I think this particular place is going to be serving some ice cream, so yeah, that's convenient. So Joe managed to make it there in time. Meanwhile, somewhere in some place that I believe Mona, she's gonna be on her way. Oh, she was a bit panicked, because she's gonna be late. And of course there's gonna be some police cops. Like if you're trying to travel through high speed and stuff like that. Oh gosh, even more police cars. And heck, even more police cops. Oh, I see, so we'll let the monkey deal with all that job. But keep on tossing the banana peels right at the fronts of the police cars. It kind of reminds me of the Mario Kart item or something like that, so yeah, let's get to it with the Mona stage, and it's all about strange micro games, like for instance picking your nose, which is kind of gross, and also brushing your teeth, and also grab the toast from the actual toaster that just usually pops up, and yeah, hope for the best really, and also just fry the actual egg. So, yeah, a few things I want to explain for this point today, and that is the fact that today's day is, of course, the 24th of November today, in this case in 2021 today. Now, I just want to tell you something that, this is actually going to be my second attempt with this recording session, although nothing wrong with the actual capture footage, luckily. But unfortunately for the commentary though, it just feels a bit really dang awkward, especially noticeable that I somehow made a mistake about the forms of trying to mentioning something related to, I don't know, anything else really. Oh, this is a unique game, Paper Plane right there, which is one of those iconic games ever in a WarioWare series of gaming. Although, mind you, that the paper plane microgame does manage to make its, oh god, that was close. Almost gonna mess things up right there, but, oh, what? Ah, dang it, I somewhat messed it up with the timing, but oh well, no big deal. Ah, I got flattened! Oh jeez, I'm gonna have to do this with one life. Oh boy, boss microgame time. And this one is gonna be involved around using the hammer, I'm presuming. Yep, using the hammer to, you know, bang the actual nail all the way down. So, oh jeez, I don't want to let that happen. So, I believe this microgame does make a return in WarioWare Gold, kind of think about it. Which I'll discuss more about that in a later time. So, there we go, we've managed to complete the Mona stage, and seems that she was definitely in a hurry, and hopefully she'll make it in time. And she made it in time. Oh, that was quite a hectic havoc going on. And she's now going to be working at the ice cream building. Nice. It's kind of weird, there's no dialogue boxes here and there, so I guess it's pretty much self-explanatory. But of course, though, we still need able to come across into even more microgames eventually, so get out of here. Wow, Mario guy, you did it. Yeah, I apologize for that awkward dialogue there. Like I already mentioned this earlier about the fact that this is the reason why that this is my second attempt with this recording session. So once we completed the stage, then we actually unlock something related to a 2-player game. So we'll probably show this off later. So let's see what microgames I'm missing. I think I'm missing 10. So yeah, let's just do the second run through to do the high score run. So, ooh, we're gonna be making some spaghetti and such. Well, to be more specifically, trying to twirl in the spaghetti itself. And also just have a haircut too, which, yeah, just simply have to button mash throughout the whole thing. So, another thing I should probably explain about this as well is the fact that until tomorrow, for those of you who lived in America, that basically Thanksgiving Day is going to be happening tomorrow for America. So because of that though, like bless the gods and everything else to be more specifically, while simply having some Turkish and food, or turkey and food and stuff like that. So I definitely heard about the actual the holiday like that, but it only exists in America, whilst on the United Kingdom doesn't do that, which is pretty obvious because some countries do something a little bit differently when it comes to everything else for the most part. So yeah, that probably makes a bit more sense. So oh yeah, and also another thing as well is the fact that relatively speaking, that until likely 2 days time, that the Pac-Man party. Oh, and by the way, I really despise this microgame right there. That the one that the volcano interruption kind of thing. The reason why I hate that microgame is the fact that it's pretty much luck-based sometimes. Especially noticeable, I couldn't really tell what the actual the meteor rock decides to able to bouncing and stuff like that. So yeah, that probably explains it. So anyway, it's time for the actual, you know, pounding the actual nail thing again. So yeah, like I mentioned this earlier, is the fact that several of microgames, specifically in this game, some of these microgames do make a return from the likes of WarioWare Gold for the 3DS. Mind you, about the fact that with WarioWare Gold, it's like a combination of the past WarioWare microgames, although they also include some of these new ones exclusively to WarioWare Gold. So, dang it, I somewhat failed on that because I wasn't paying attention to the controls. So, oh well, no big deal though, especially noticeable about the fact that it really doesn't matter how much score I might as well reach up to. So, oh, it feels like we're playing Luigi's Mansion all over again, except no Poltergeist 3000 or something like that. So, oh yeah, speaking of that though, is the fact that recently for about almost a week ago actually, that recently, that one thing I forgot to mention about, and especially noticeable that Joel hasn't mentioned about this either, and even especially noticeable how Ray hasn't mentioned about that either, after finishing Klonoa 2 Lunati's Veil recently. Recently, the Mario Kart Live home circuit just recently received another free update, but this time it's in 2.0.0, and the only difference is now is the fact that they now actually include, well, in addition to able to having yourselves, shoot, I did that a little bit too early for my liking, but oh well, we'll just lose our life anyway. So anyway, yeah, it's the fact that in addition to able to bringing ourselves a next cup, which appears to be the Luigi Cup, and also they got ourselves more multiplayer options, which this time they're able to actually include split screen and also relay race as well. So yeah, that seems super dope and everything, especially noticeable about the fact that I'll explain more now in a second, because as you can see, I've pretty much got myself 28 points, and let's see in terms of those micro games I'm missing. I am missing 2 of them, so oh well, third run through. Alright, so we've managed to squash some ketchup. And just try to cut the actual log right there. Okay, so we've basically managed to able to got, well, as far as my third run, I somehow managed to got 25 points. But that's okay, because obviously what matters is, for me, is the fact that we basically got every single micro games for Mona right here. So, yeah, that should be good to go right there. So now we're done with Mona, and now let's move on to the best one, 9 volts, and his genre is Nintendo games. I'm 9 volts, the old school grade schooler. I've got a mad mix of tunes and classic Nintendo vids for you. Oh, that'll be exciting. I'll spin the tunes, you clear 15 of my games. Mario, these bits of history are the best. Oh yeah, that might be true, especially noticeable that I was really looking forward to this, like I said. So, Diamond Elementary School. So it feels like he's basically finished his schoolwork. And he's pretty much going back into his home, 9 volts house. And he's about to be booting up everything related to Nintendo with all things. So... time to insert the Game Boy cartridge into the actual Game Boy, and it's booting up. And somehow we ended up on a top-down perspective right there, very similar to the Zelda games basically. So, well, except the fact that it's all like yellow and grayish color. So anyway, oh, okay, see there's a Dr. Mario micro game there, as well as balloon fights right here. Even though the first micro game we've already come across into is Duck Hunt. And, oh, F-Zero. Please, Nintendo, please, for the love of God, bring back the F-Zero series again. Because it's been almost 20 years ago since we got the F-Zero game. Well, technically, the Nintendo Land attraction doesn't count. Oh, my game is right there. For the likes of Super Mario Bros., the one that started it all. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. And also, we stumbled across Rob the Robot right there. So, pretty nice and ordinary. So, another thing I should probably explain about this while this is going... Oh, speaking of Zelda, there it is right here. Just how to entering the actual dungeon itself, or some secret places there. So, yeah, that's actually super awesome in every single way. And look at that, I just did nothing. That's actually quite convenient, that is, sometimes, but... the Mario Clash from the likes of, the miserable failure Virtual Boy, so I'm sure that most people already know what I'm gonna say, things like that, so... Alright, so let's see, Metroid! I've been meaning to able to try to do the Metroid Let's Plays in the future though, but not now though, because we're actually getting almost to a point where we've almost nearly at the very end of November, but also that we've almost gonna get started on December, so in this case the final month of 2021. So, and the boss micro game on this stage, it involves around you playing baseball, and you have to exactly try to hit 6 balls, and if you do manage to able to accomplish that, then you would complete it. So yeah, it's not much, oh jeez, I'm doing so bad with the timing and what have you, but thankfully, we've got this, so, nicely done. And there we go, we've completed 9th vault stage, even though, mind you, we still need able to actually stumble across even more micro games there, so, hopefully we would. This just in. The GBA SP is here. Pick one up today. Oh yeah, I think specifically that this game came out during exactly the same year as when the Game Boy Advance SP rolled around. So, meaning about the fact that I still managed to get the SP model of the Game Boy Advance still, which because of that though, I think I preferred that particular model because of the clamshell as well as a much more improvement backlit light. So, is it just me, or is 9 Volt somehow managed to somehow got the hoverboard, which it does remind me of Back to the Future Part 2, except the fact that it's not in pink color or anything else like that. Wow, Mario, you rock. I admit defeat, you win. And also, in addition to able to completing, well, 9 Vault, we also managed to get another versus game on here, which is Chicken Race. Which, again, will show this off until later, throughout the majority of the Let's Play itself. So, anyway, so let's go ahead and see what specific micro games we're missing. For 9 Vault, we have once again missing 10 of them. So, but this is going to be our second run through, and hopefully we'll try to get a high score as much as we could. So, anyway, a few things I want to explain about this as well. Oh, in addition to able to actually just mentioning about more infos about, you know, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit recently, they've managed to able to include the relay race, which in addition to able to like, well, just try to able to actually now have supported with 2 to 4 players now, but also that you can able to actually access to other 3 characters, which are Peach, Yoshi, and Toad. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. So even then though, that way you can able to actually play as though. Although, the only thing is worth noting for, it only happens on relay races, so you can't able to play as them on any other modes. So yeah, something worth a consideration for this sake of time. So, like, take a notice from the likes of Short Track Relay Winter Olympic events in Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games, for instance. That's basically, if you manage to get into likely for a few laps later, basically you can able to switch between those different characters and stuff like that. So it kind of feels a bit similar there, except the fact that it's on the Switch rather than on the Wii. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. So as a result, that I was still expecting to able to try the game out, but I have no luck trying to able to get the game yet, mainly because, well, it actually still requires an RC card in order to able to actually just to play the game for real, and I don't know if I can usually just try to get the game yet. So speaking of such though, is the fact that recently I did manage to able to download some more stuff today, which it appears to be buddy forms of, well, first of all, let's get to the forms of the actual the previous stuff out of the way first. I've somehow now finally able to actually got myself Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 from about a few days ago, and also I finally managed able to bring back Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 as well as Mega Man 11, so that way I've got myself the full classic Mega Man games again after like no longer have those games on my PlayStation 4, and also same applies to Mega Man X Legacy Collections 1 and 2, so thankfully we'll able to finally get the chance to able to actually, hopefully we can able to do a Let's Plays of those games. And same applies to Mega Man 0/ZX collection. So I'm guessing the only thing is left now is Mega Man Legends collection. Features, well, obviously Mega Man Legends 1 and 2, both on the PlayStation. And same applies for the Misadventures of Tron. So that'll be up at some point as well. I definitely heard about those games, but it's a shame I can't able to experience the Mega Man Legends games because what I've noticed is the fact that on the physical forms, on most of those games anyway, including the Misadventures of Tron, those games are disgustingly expensive for physical copies, which that could be also applies for Mega Man X4, X5, and especially X6, the worst X game ever, along with X7, so yeah, I might not looking forward to able to go into those games, obviously, because, well, I just have no words to think about it, so, and also I managed to able to, I suppose that there was actually a new game I did manage to download onto my Nintendo Switch. That's what appears to be Okami HD. So, since I've already got the original Wii version of the game, so that way I can get a bit of a practice of the game, so I figured maybe possibly if I could do a Let's Play of Okami, specifically on the Switch version with the much more better quality, or something like that, well, depending on the forms of specific schedules, we have to consider it, so, and, yeah, because, what's cool about that is the fact that I managed to able to purchase those games within a few percent off. Like, some of them are 33% off, and, the majority of them, luckily, is on 50% off, so that means I've managed to able to purchase those digital games for a cheaper price, which is pretty good, actually, especially noticeable about the fact that, well, obviously that, I'm not exactly sure if this was still on Black Friday or something like that, although I have no words to think about it, so, yeah, anyway, speaking of such though, is the fact that, until 2 days' time, that, Pac-Man Party, for the Wii, is expected to now be coming 11 years old, which I found the game alright, but nowhere near as, perfection as the forms of how it does it on the Mario Party games, because obviously that's the reason why the Mario Party games get a lot more popular every now and then, especially noticeable with the recent release of, you know, Mario Party Superstars, and that's pretty much as far as I can say about this, really. And also, same applies to the forms of, in addition to able to actually let Pac-Man Party for the Wii now becoming 11 years old, but also that Epic Mickey, the first game, just somehow also getting its 11th anniversary as well, which I found that game pretty boring, especially noticeable about the fact that I think my Wii is having struggling trying to able to actually run the game as smoothly, so because of that, that's the reason why we're not going to be doing the Epic Mickey games, although apart from one, which is Power of Illusion at some point, but I don't know, we'll just see what happens there, and somehow I managed to get downed. I've been downed, or you've been downed, whatever the text is saying. But we're doing pretty well, 38 points, because obviously I need to try to aim for quite a few amounts of micro games there, so let's see. I'm missing 3! Ah, dang it. Oh well, we'll do this the third run through anyway, so we can get this over with and done with. Alright, so we found one, which is, Sheriff. And there's another one involves around Ice Climber. And finally, inserting the Game Boy cartridge into the Game Boy. So there we go, we've basically done with that, and as you can tell, I've managed to able to beat my high score again, so this time around it's usually about, roughly about 45 if possible. Like, is it 45? Yeah, it's 45. So, at least we're doing pretty alright. So now we move on to Dribble stage, and its genre is Sci-Fi. Hey, I'm Dribble. This is my pal Spitz. Survived 25 miles in a cab, and we'll get you home. Science fiction's not our thing, but we've made some fine sci-fi games for you, Mario. Okay, so we're doing some science fiction and stuff like that, so yeah, let's hop right into this. So, Diamond Taxi. Oh, I see, those two are parts of the actual taxi job, so pretty interesting. I think the actual, the rain is about to start because of the forms that grey cloud is approaching, so that probably explains it. It looks like he's gonna pick up a passenger. Mario, where to now? The voice, it was like the sea. 10-4. And sure enough, it starts raining, of course. So yeah, let's get to it. So, oh yeah, at some portions throughout the game is the fact that certain, stages might go a little bit longer, mainly for this particular stage, for instance, because as far as you already know, that the ultimate goal to able to complete this stage is that you need to reach for about 25 miles, and then, oh man, what if we get too close towards the end of the game, that it might actually expect to go a lot longer, but we're not going to mention more about it until specifically when we get on to, like, well, let's just say next Monday or something like that, which appears to be, well, let's just say the, well, the final Monday for, dang it. I somehow missed, my timing jumps right there, but that's okay, because we still only got 3 lives left, so. Although, originally, I was expecting to try to able to rebuy, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, and especially noticeable with, Half Genie Hero, and as well as at the 7 Saurians, they're able to actually purchasing those on my Nintendo Switch, so that'll be pretty much all sorted for the sake of likely restoring everything. And, also, I probably need to able to try to buy, Kingdom Hearts 3 Reminded DLC for, just for the sake of restoring, some of my portions throughout. And, although despite the fact that I managed able to go on Mega Man Legacy Collection, Mega Man X Legacy Collection 2, as well as Okami HD, I believe from those games in particular, along with the forms of, well, another game I was going to be hopefully trying to mention, those 2 games I managed to get does have a biggest amount of those gigabyte storage. Oh, yeah, Yooka-Laylee, that the game almost inspires by Banjo-Kazooie, and basically those games do have a massive storage blocks, which I think at the moment right now, I think I've only got about 128 gigabytes left for my micro SD card storage left, and I still managed to get myself 13.6 gigabytes left on the internal storage for my Switch. So I should be okay, especially noticeable about the fact that with more games coming out for 2022, specifically from the likes of, you know what I mean when it comes to Splatoon 3, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, Mario Plus Rapid Sparks of Hope, and Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and much, much more. So, which I don't know what another set of games that might come out for 2022, but then again, we'll find out until eventually, so. Alright, so here we go with the actual boss micro game from the likes of the Dribble stage. So basically, it kind of reminds me of like a Galaga kind of boss micro game, except the fact that the only noticeable difference is on the GBA, and plus I don't usually think that points really doesn't matter anyway, so it's just a matter of trying to reach at the very end, so. Oh yeah, at some points throughout the majority of this micro game is the fact that we have to use that particular ball object, so that way we could able to actually just to go ahead and guide it onto that particular whirlpool of any sort, and that way we can able to advance onwards if we get that thing in there, so. And afterwards though, you have to keep shooting and hope for the best, so yeah, that's pretty much about it, so. Oh yeah, and another thing I should probably explain about this, I think, also, about the fact the matter is that, I don't know actually. I was able to try to think of something else I was trying to mentioning about, but oh yeah, apart from the fact that one of the episodes of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, specifically in Season 1, from the likes of, you know, Dragon Shy, that particular episode is also going to be like 11 years old until specifically on this Friday. So gee, I can't even believe that episode has been out for 11 years now. Oh jeez, why does time flies all of a sudden? Although I would like to mention about more episodes during the course of throughout the majority of like this month and onwards, but unfortunately they'll have no words to say about this aside from, well, you know what I mean. And somehow he transformed into a merman. Or a mermaid boy? I have no idea. And I believe he's going to be swimming away from the landscape or the surface, so in this case he's probably maybe trying to find Atlantica or something like that to meet with Ariel or King Triton. I have no idea. Huh? We forgot to collect the fire. Or fear, whatever you want it to be more precise. I do apologize for the actual commentary error, but that's mainly because it has been about 2 days ago since I actually last played this, so... And it looks like that Dribble and Spitz have managed able to receive their ice creams together, so... Whoa, hey Mario, all clear. We misjudged you, pal. And I don't think there's anything else unlockable-wise, well, apart from the fact that we actually unlocked this next stage, which appears to be a familiar telephone. Oh, it's Jimmy again. Except now he actually has a yellow hairstyle, so yeah, that seems obvious difference there. And we're missing about 9 microgames, so we'll go ahead and do this stage again. But hopefully we'll try to get ourselves, in addition to get ourselves a big high score, but also try to get ourselves the remainings of the microgames themselves. So that'll be my part of the plan, of course. So yeah, there's not much else to really say about this, I'm afraid. So in fact, could I think about it, that we actually stumbled across those familiar microgames ever since the introductioning stage. Like, for instance, that we actually stumbled across the exact same microgames as for the introductioning microgames. Like, for instance, that we already saw this from the beginning, and also applies to the stop wheel one, and also oh, speaking of such, there it is right here. And of course, that's the catching baton thing, and yeah, that's pretty much as far as we can able to mentioning about that. So alright, so now we need to hit Mars, which is always going to be red, by the way, so it makes a pretty obvious sense. And now we have to replow, and boom, eat that, Bowser. In this case, a much more of a different model of Bowser, so try to avoid those asteroids and stuff like that. So alright, not doing too shabby for this point right here. Thank you. Oh, at least I did manage to succeed that this time, so and there's my name. Alright, so it's time to assemble the robot. Oh yeah, apart from the fact that I've already mentioned about the fact that I was originally trying to able to get, you know, Shantae and the Half Genie Hero for my Nintendo Switch version, specifically the Complete Edition. Well, usually because that game was also like a few % off, but unfortunately though, I run out of, well, eShop credits, so... But maybe in the future, we'll buy them again, and hopefully just try to complete the whole entire set. Oh, that be also applies for Shantae and the 7 Saurians, which is also likely a few % off. But unfortunately, I didn't get that either, so we'll just have to wait for a little while until God knows if they're able to actually do a few % off thing again. Until likely next year, in 2022, but we don't know exactly which month specifically, though, but we'll see. And it's now time to do the boss microgame again, so hopefully we were able to, you know, try to complete this, like we already said this earlier, so... Again, there's not much else I can talk about, well, aside from the fact that I've already mentioned quite a few bits and bobs here and there, so yeah, there's not much else to tell. Although, apart from the fact that there's actually going to be some unfortunate news that just recently show up for the sake of my one of my comments from the likes of someone else out there. Although I'll get to more now in a second, because as far as another thing I wanted to mention about the forms of Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, about the fact that I've already mentioned about the fact that they actually include the next cup called Luigi Cup. So now we have Mario Cup and now we have the Luigi Cup, which actually makes us a grand total of, well, let's just say currently that the particular game itself, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, now has a grand total of 11 cups. So yeah, I guess it's like almost gonna be twice as big, even though the actual track selection is gonna be somewhat a bit smaller compared to the forms of how it does it on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So, and as far as the actual tracks choices they go for the likes of the Luigi Cup, and once again it's 3 of them, so as a result they've got Windmill Meadows, which is basically like the equivalent to Moo Moo Meadows from the likes of Mario Kart Wii, along with the forms of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And also they've got Music Broadway, which is actually based off from Music Park, aka Melody Motorway, from the likes of Mario Kart 7, along with Mario Kart 8 / Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And finally, King Boo's Courtyard, which I believe that if you somehow managed able to drive through those gates that features King Boo inside, I believe it actually just goes like anti-gravity kind of thing. So as a result, oh man, it almost reminds me of something related to like one of the levels in Sonic Advance 2 called Egg Utopia Zone, as well as the forms of Sonic Advance 1 from the likes of you know, Cosmic Angel Zone, specifically in Act 2, not Act 1, because Act 1 is part of Egg Rocket Zone, like you got to make your way to the top. So anyway, so let's do some sidestep here, and then hopefully we should stay clear away from those arrows, as you see. So, yeah, that's about it, really. Oh yeah, let's get to unfortunately though, is the fact that we haven't heard about anything for the sake of Sonic Origins Remastered Collection game. That, we do definitely heard about the game since in May this year, ever since in Sonic Central Direct. But ever since then, that we haven't heard about the game yet, which I was expecting they were able to actually include some enhanced and, quality of life improvements there, like for instance with the forms of well, we haven't had a I just have no idea, because as a result that I was expecting looking forward to see what's new in store for Sonic Origins and stuff like that, because as a result that we just need to hear anything new about it, because well, I just have no much to think about it. But anyway, enough about that, so let's just get into this game now, so it's time to chop. And I believe there's also another microgame that's similar to this, but this time we have to transform into almost like a Power Ranger or something. Well, it almost kind of reminds me of the Power Ranger, which I've heard about the series, but never actually keen on it when I was a kid, so that's just my theory. Alright, not doing too bad so far, so beam. Nicely done for the actual button combinations. Alrighty. In fact, kind of think about it, for this particular dribble stage, it does feels like a similar stage as in the forms of how it does it on, well, that was before when WarioWare Smooth Moves managed to able to reuse that particular setup right there. Like, obviously you got the actual cute Spitz toy stuff on that particular inside the car itself, or the cap rather. So even then though, that's until in WarioWare Smooth Moves, they obviously bring that specific layout or the setup back. But unlike the forms of how it does it on this, on the other hand though, that I believe on the Wii installment Smooth Moves, they're able to actually feature a theme song. So I might be very curious to see how that's going to represent it with. So Okay, so now we're doing this micro game again, but this time on level 2, so this means we now need to able to put 2 balls into that particular whirlpool instead of just 1. And also now we need to dodge that particular red variations of certain enemies, as you can see now. Fills the brim with the actual firing projectiles that you have to dodge, because if you don't dodge it like that, then it obviously has one-hit kill. Well, assuming if you have yourselves fully powered up with the shield and everything, but unfortunately I didn't get the chance to able to actually just to, well, fully powered up or anything, so oh well. In fact, this particular micro game is actually almost inspired by Super Smash Bros. Games from the likes of WarioWare Inc. stage. They got to avoid the arrows from above. That is usually brings it back from, you know, from Brawl and 3DS and recently Ultimate, which, yeah, that might be something as usually it's not much right to home about. And I'm almost gonna get myself tricked right there with that particular shark on wheels, because most of the time on level 3, variations of certain micro games like that one, as you already saw from a few seconds ago, sometimes you never know if what's gonna be able to actually either jump or just simply to stick onto the road. So yeah, that's my kind of fury anyway. Ah, dang it. Oh well, we reached for about 57 miles, so it's not too bad, all things considered, so oh well, no big deal, but at least we're hoping we can able to actually get ourselves every single micro games that we're missing out from. So do we miss any of them? Well, I'm happy to tell you, I think we didn't miss anything. So we've got every single micro games for Dribble stage, so not too shabby right there. Especially noticeable that well, I felt pretty much accomplished with that. So, yeah, I think suffice to tell you for this point is the fact that we'll pretty much have to say we got the endings off this point right here. So join me next time for more of Let's Play of WarioWare Inc. Maker Micro Games, or Minigame Mania, or Made in Wario in Japan. And that is the fact that we'll move on to the next stage, which is Jimmy T again, except, well, it's going to be his different genre, which is Remix number 1. So, yeah, that should be interesting. So I'll see you guys until on Friday. Later, fellas.